Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Question of the Day. We'll be right back with a short intro. Hey everyone, and welcome to Paranormal Question of the Day. We do live podcasts with live guests, live paranormal investigations as well. We do product reviews, so sit back, enjoy the channel, get popcorn, get a soda, and I'll see you soon. And we are back. So tonight, my co-host will come in at some point. Wayne, I did talk to him earlier, so she should be coming in unless he fell back to sleep. Who knows? But we have 2 for 1 tonight. We have Bre and we have Travis Wisotzkey. Welcome.
Hello.
There's Denise. Welcome in, Denise.
Hi, Denise.
So, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
So, if you guys don't know who Travis is, you should know who Travis is by now. He makes paranormal gear, and he does a lot of stuff at Melbourne Manor, which you should be checking that out because it's a great place. And Bre, his wife. Now, they both are gamers, for one. She goes by Mom Mod on YouTube. And she also does the moderation too for his stuff on for Travis's stuff on YouTube as well. So, welcome in.
She's got the hammer.
Yep, she's got the hammer.
I also mod for Josh too, every once in a while.
Oh, okay. So you do Josh's too. That's all right.
Mm-hmm. Mainly Travis.
I bet it gets busy in Josh's.
It does, but I've noticed in the paranormal community, it's a lot less toxic when it comes to people in the chat. Everybody's super supportive, and the toxic ones seem to see their way out as quickly as they come in. So I don't have to do a lot of work.
Yeah, you don't have people sending you.
Go ahead, Travis.
I was just say you don't have people sending me wiener pics and trying to get me to open them on stream.
Holy crap!
That happens quite a bit on like the gaming stuff, but
oh, good thing I don't do that in gaming.
It's fun. I just mess with them.
Okay, he's dog sitting, so he'll be in soon. You probably heard me saying he's probably sleeping.
That's funny. I just got a text from Barry, Dimension Devices. I guess he's dog sitting as well.
That's yes, I definitely. That's another thing I want to bring up before we get into tonight's discussion. Dimensional
devices.
What is it again?
Dimension Devices. Yeah.
Dimension Devices. That's it. I'm sorry. We've been doing a lot with him lately, and definitely want to support him for gear and all that stuff. And go to dimensiondevices.com, correct?
Yep.
And just check out his gear and stuff, because he's going to be coming out with a bunch of new stuff with the Chattergeist. And if you want to know what the Chattergeist is, go to Dimension Devices.
You can also go. I'll plug it because I don't feel bad, and he won't mind. But you can go to our website as well, and there's a link at the bottom, and that will give you a 10% discount, and kind of give me an affiliate kickback a little bit. But you get 10% off if you go through that. Yeah,
absolutely. So definitely check both websites out. It's wisotzkeyparanormal.com, correct?
Yep.
And he's also got a bunch of stuff that he makes at radios and ITC boxes and all that stuff. So if you're looking for stuff like that, and he does special orders. So if you got an idea and if you think it works, he'll do it.
I'll figure out a way.
Absolutely. So Bre, let's get a little witchy here.
Absolutely. I'm always about witches.
So you recently pretty much, kind of gotten into the paranormal space and stuff like that. I mean, you're a mother of 3, correct?
Yes. Well,
and,
2.5.
2.5. And it gets pretty busy, and I know it gets a little hard time for you to come out and about, unless you and Travis switch spots once in a while. So what really got you into the paranormal stuff, and kind of let the people know who you are and why you stick around with this guy?
You're stuck with me.
Well, I'm Bre. I am a Cancer, and I like long walks on the beach. No, sorry. Well, I've always been kind of into the paranormal, the witchy, all of that ever since I was very young. My parents, especially my mom, is very much into like paranormal stuff. Back in the day when Ghost Adventures was actually cool, she loved Ghost Adventures, and we would sit and just watch. She'd be like, "Oh, my boyfriend's on TV. I gotta watch my boy."
Oh boy!
Oh yeah.
Aaron?
Huh?
Was that Aaron?
No.
She liked
Nick?
Zach.
Oh my god!
Not so much anymore. But
Went to
back
the
in the day when he
wrong
first,
outlet on that one.
yeah. Well, that's how it all kind of started, and
Hey, Kim.
I've lived at the time in, Colorado, and then we moved to Iowa, then to Nevada, and it's always been kind of like in the background. And same with the witchy stuff. I've been reading some books about like the folklore magic, and a lot of the stuff that I was raised with unintentionally ties into a lot of the superstitious and witchy stuff that a lot of the people who practice folk magic, like they all kind of intertwine. Kind of like when you eat the beans and greens for New Year's. Well, that kind of ties in because it's kind of like a luck spell, like abundance spell for the end of the year to start the new year. But yeah, I've always, I guess, unintentionally dabbled in paranormal and witchy stuff, and after living in Nevada and divorcing my ex-husband, well, I wasn't even divorced until after I met Travis. So, but that's a long story.
Well, we don't have to get into that. Why?
That's too long of a story. Essentially, I moved out here. I was dating a guy who unintentionally introduced me to Travis. And it was love at first sight. Like, I went to work and I was telling my friend, it's like, I'm going to marry that guy. And not 2 weeks later, my relationship with the other guy kind of fizzled out, and I ended up with Travis.
Wow.
Years later, I have 3 kids, 3 dogs, 2 cats, and I don't know what else. A couple ghosts. Friends.
Now, you guys recently just moved to a new location. How's everything going with that? And did you? I think Travis mentioned that you found a couple new ghosts that are there.
Yeah, it's been quiet and nice. Like, we love this house way better than anywhere else we've lived. But yeah, it was built in 1900, and it seems to be like a child ghost is running around the house. We'll hear like footsteps like running up the stairs and whatnot. I don't know what she's looking for.
My Diet Coke disappeared, and I think it fell on the floor. That's okay.
But yeah, we've been like, we'll sit around with Ghost Tube on just to like mess around, and then I'll pull out a radio every once in a while, and we've kind of just sat on our porch and kind of messed around with that, but we haven't done anything like super serious yet. Like, but yeah.
Now, number one rule is not supposed to investigate your own house,
Yeah. I don't know. It comes with the territory, though. I'm like,
oh, I know. I do the same thing. It's just like, Okay, I guess that's let's try this out here, but
Well, I told Josh about it, and the first thing
plant
he
the
said was,
ghost.
"This is how a movie starts." Is like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, we're the
Oh,
next
true.
Conjuring house, yeah,
True.
yeah, blame
So,
the
Bree, with
ghost.
the new spirit in the house, do you feel try to mother it at all?
Um,
Or think of it as like a child?
so I don't, because in my mind, they've already passed. They're gone. They need to go. This is my home now. They're welcome to stay as long as they're not, messing with the children. Don't mess with my babies, and I won't mess with you.
Yeah,
Right.
we put down right away, like just told them like, don't mess with the kids. You can do whatever else, but don't mess with the kids, or we'll make you leave. Basically,
Yeah. Now, with the witch stuff, do you perform a certain like spell or whatever on the house, or different like what's what I'm looking for, like sage and black salt and all that stuff? Do you put that around the house?
Oh yeah, when we first moved in, I did. I salted all the doors, and that's just to prevent anybody from bringing stuff in with them. And then I did a home welcoming awakening spell, and that was just to let the house know, or the house spirits know, that we're here now. We're not leaving. We're going to all work together as one. And if this isn't how they want to work with us, then they're welcome to leave. Otherwise, they're welcome to stay. And uh, I've done some sigils. Like I create my own sigils, and I put them where I feel necessary based on the circumstances. I do sage, but I mainly use that during my own practices. I like to use incense more than sage, just
Okay.
because the smell. I don't like the smell of sage.
It can be a little rough. I mean, I know a friend of mine that gave us some. We tried it, and it's like, boy, this is awfully strong. Now I know there's different kind of sages, but do they each do different kind of purposes or serve different purposes?
Well, it depends on your bundle. I know some bundles, like if you have some with lavender, the sage is supposed to clear everything out, and it's going to be a barren wasteland, and then you use the lavender to help fill in that space. Or you use the rosemary, or whatever your intention is, you fill it in with
Hmm.
something else. Because typically, like, a sage is going to clear everything out. Any spirit, good, bad, friendly, family, it doesn't matter, it's gone. Or supposed to be pushed out. But you want to be able to fill that space. So if you do want the friendly stuff to stay, you can use your lavender, you can use your rosemary, stuff like that, to help keep the protection, but also invite the good.
Right, right. Travis, how do you feel about that when she does the sages and stuff like that? I mean,
oh,
um,
I like it. I mean, I've been a non-practicing, I guess I'd say, pagan since like the 90s. So like
okay.
I got really into Wicca in like 98, 99, and practiced for a long time. Did a lot with an Omaha coven until about, I want to say like 2006 or so. So I'm kind of used to it. And then, yeah. Yeah, I like it. It's I don't know. I like the smell of sage. So
It stays in that beard for a while, I bet, huh?
yeah, yeah.
So how many different covens are there out there, and do you have to be very careful what covens you get into? Because I don't know if things have changed since like the 80s and
Yeah.
way back then with the Salem witch trials and stuff like that. I mean, what are your thoughts on the covens, Bree?
Um, so I'm not, I guess I'm informally part of a coven. Like, I only visit them like on the Sabbaths. Uh, Otherwise, I'm a solitary witch. If I feel that if you're in the hardcore Wicca covens, that's for you. If you don't want to be part of it, that's fine. You don't have to be in a coven to be a practicing witch. The hardcore covens for Wicca, those are completely different than like the coven that I practice with. It's not as heavily rule based. Like we don't go by the Wiccan creed.
Okay,
So
what's that?
It's essentially their religious rules.
Yeah, it's like don't harm anybody. Anything you like, any spell you cast, you don't cast it on people because it'll come back to you threefold type of deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
don't
like the
believe
craft, essentially.
Yeah.
Movie The Craft.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wicca,
how well
though,
does that movie portray all that stuff?
I'd say I don't know, kind of, but like the thing with Wicca, not to disregard it or talk crap about anybody that practices Wicca, is Wicca's like a more new aged witchcraft. Like it was created in the US pretty much, but it's really nature based. But it's not like, I don't know, it's not as, they have rules, but it's a lot less, I don't know how to put it politely. It's like it's more hippy dippy, I guess, than
Okay,
some witchcraft. Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
And Gerald Gardner was one of the developers of Wicca in 1939, and then it kind of just blossomed from there. And he was in in England, and then it blossomed from there into the U.S. and then kind of developed into what we know now as Wicca. But it's more heavily of like a witchcraft religion.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm a solitary witch, I don't believe in the threefold rule. I am touch and go with karma. It's kind of and I'm on the fate. Like you can create, like control your own stuff to a point.
Right. I suppose. I mean, do you do anything with your land personally around your house on the outside?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do you cleanse it and clear it and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, I have walked the property and done a few, I guess you say, good neighbor spells to keep the boundaries positive and healthy with my land and my neighbor's land. Just because our previous land was not very homey. Like now I can walk my backyard, whereas the last house we couldn't.
Oh wow.
Sixth grade being to the neighbor.
Yeah, it's got to be a good feeling to get that fresh air and get that vitamin D and all that stuff with the children and be able to play out there with them. I mean, it makes a big difference, I would think.
Oh, it's amazing. They're happy. The whole land itself is peaceful. Every night we have a flock. I'm not kidding. A flock of like 60 turkey vultures who roost in some of the trees over there, and you just get to see them soaring in the skies. It's beautiful. Oh, it's quiet. Oh,
they fall out of the trees.
Yeah, I think he showed us that once on a live once before about the turkey vultures.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, you're out there showing us the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy,
yeah, they're cool.
I don't know. I don't know if I could handle turkey vultures because I got cats.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put them outside too long, they're gone.
They seem to not mess with the animals. Yeah, because there's actually our one neighbor feeds the local stray cats, and they're pretty good. But I think the turkey vultures are more worried about anything that's not living. But yeah,
right.
There's a lot of room.
They're pretty big though, and they're kind of crazy.
They're awesome. They're so beautiful.
Oh yeah. I'm just kind of reading chat here.
She said I need to do a night vision video with them. That would be.
I'm trying to get used to this new overlay that's on the show here. So pardon me if I take a little bit just to read a little bit because it's like you got the comments on the side here and you got the comments in the overlay, which is different because it's like when you got the comments over here, you're really close to. You always have to rotate them up when the next one comes in. Here it automatically comes up. So
yeah,
it's like, oh, kind of nice.
I'm gonna be traveling. The little one is fussing, but I'm still here.
Yeah. So now, what's the difference between black salt and just regular salt? Now, is it sea salt? Is it idolized salt that you use, or is it just regular, just black salt, and that's it?
So it depends on how, I guess, potent I want to get it. I've made like my black salt has different intentions. So I do have protection salt that is like a happy, positive protection where it uses herbs. I use just regular table salt because I'm I'm cheap. But
we sell some of it too on our website, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
there somewhere. Oh, I'm not digging through that yet. But I have banishing salt as well. So if you're trying to cleanse an area, banish something potentially negative, it's a lot spicier, a lot, I don't want to say angry, but it's more forceful. Like you have to be careful not to inhale it because it has cayenne pepper and thick, a thick scent. Like if you smell it, it's not pleasant.
I think you maced the house one
black
night.
Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did make the house.
She maced us all out one night making some of it.
I forgot to open the door and take it outside while I was burning the chili.
Hey, come on! It's supposed to smell good in the chili. What's wrong with chili there? What's that?
I was just doing two things in one. Banishing the bad in my house while creating stuff to banish the bad.
Later on, you hear, sorry, I'm banishing the bad tonight. Because that's what chili does to me, I can tell you that.
Don't use it on the pork chops.
Hey, come on. There's nothing wrong with that on pork chops. I just made pork chops.
It would probably be delicious on pork chops. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. My son likes the cayenne pepper stuff on his chicken and all that stuff. I've had it. It does get pretty hot after once in a while, but I don't know. But it's, when I was a kid, I thought, hey, Mom, watch this. And I sniffed the pepper. Worst mistake in my life. Talk about burning up your nose. Holy crap.
It's like what are they? The Carolina Reapers. I got a couple of those once, and yeah, you're supposed to use like one pepper for like a giant pot of chili, and they're crazy.
And
I believe it.
I'm the one who sits and eats the Carolina Reaper flavored snacks like they're just normal Cheetos, and I'm nom nom nom.
Not this guy. You'll find heartburn real fast.
Hey, I still get heartburn, but it tastes good.
Well, I guess that's the same way. I mean, I eat jalapeno peppers, but I can get the movie theater ones, the small circular ones, and I'll just sit there and I'll eat them like that, just plain. And my wife's like, "Wow, how the hell are you just eating those and not get sick?" Well, I do pay for it later, but so do you.
Yeah, that's for future Darren. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
That's future Darren problem.
Yeah, she hates it also too. When I can sit there and just eat regular onions, just eat little slivers of onion.
I had a friend that ate onions like apples in high school. It was
that I can't do. That's too hard.
Yeah, I was raised eating onion and mustard sandwiches, so I understand. They're delicious.
Yeah. I like the white onions. I mean, they last forever. The red onions is what gets my stomach bad because it's like they seem more what's acidic. Yeah, that's what the word for it. But it tastes so good. But then you don't eat that on Paranormal Investigations neither.
Yeah. It was the ghost. Wink, wink.
EVPs. Maybe we shouldn't do an EVP right now.
I don't know if I should share this, but Josh's last video, he let some gas out right before he hit record, or like right as he hit record, and he's like, I had to cut that part out because I didn't want people thinking it was a ghost or something.
The ghosts are crying for help.
Oh, he won't see this.
Yeah, no.
Josh doesn't fart on camera.
I told him, I was like, just let it go, man. I do. And then everybody says there's ghost farts, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's what it's called, right? So Now, Bree, let's talk a little about shadow people and the witch stuff. Now, have you done anything to like when you see a shadow person? Do you say anything like a witch phrase or anything like that for like if you don't like it, you try to keep it away, or is there anything that like the top hat man, so to speak? I know the black salt might be able to keep him out, but is there other stuff that you use for that?
Not really. I just cuss at him.
No, not you. Hey, Beth.
A good example, I guess, would be like Travis had brought home or purchased an old censer from a church. He has it on his oddities thing, and he looked it up. It's like 500 years old. I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was amazing. I put it on my witchy altar, and I was burning incense out of it. You know, I was using it as intended in another way. Yeah, that thing. And because I think it's absolutely beautiful. Well, cool. I started seeing, and this was at the old house, at the very top of our stairs, it would be like a shadow of a man, and he would just have this presence of just like he was pissed beyond words. And I would just sit there. I'm like, dude, go the heck away. Like, I don't know what you're going to do, but go away. You're not welcome here if you're going to be a jerkbag. And he just kind of stayed angry, but he never did anything. And Travis found out that the censer is like 500 years old, possibly used by a Catholic priest who potentially doesn't like witches or pagans. And so he's just mad that he's stuck in a house full of pagans.
Oh, wow.
But like we've gone to Malvern. I've sat in the Shadow Man hallway and I've sat there with my tarot cards. I've beckoned, I've called, I've challenged. I guess that's what you say. Like I've challenged, come on, do something. And the most I've gotten, somebody ran up behind me while I was walking down the hallway, and that was it. Pulling tarot cards, because I do use tarot cards. I've gotten a nurse. Like it was in a card that was the nurse. And that's about it. I haven't really encountered a lot of shadow figures that are menacing. And when I do, I guess I go childish with it. And, you know, you're not there, you're not real, go away, you have no effect on me. And I think that kind of also puts like a wall between myself and when I do paranormal investigations. Because when I go do stuff or go investigate, I don't encounter anything because it's like, you're not real, go away.
Right.
So.
Well, that makes sense. Well, let's dig into the paranormal stuff. Now, what was your first paranormal investigation, and was it with Travis, or was it more on your own?
So my very first paranormal investigation, I was in Las Vegas, is when I lived with my ex-husband, and we were watching a marathon of Ghost Adventures, of course. And I'm like, you know what? I learned that the old man who used to own this house passed away. And so I got a ghost recording app, because that's what you do when you're early 20s and you have no experience. And I just sat there in my living room, just asking it questions and recording. And that was the closest I've gotten, like when I was very first starting to an active investigation, because my mom was sleeping, my husband at the time was gone. It was just me in the living room and my phone recording. I didn't get anything though.
No,
well, really
right. Probably freak you out if you did. So what's it like investigating with Travis and doing certain things like Malvern Manor and different locations and stuff like that? How does that go together with your witch background?
So Travis normally does the investigating. Oh, I got a fussy butt. Travis normally does the investigating, and I just set it up to where he doesn't bring anything home with us. That way, I don't have to worry about Malvern deciding to come visit, because I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just, I mean, with Rebecca and Shadow Man and Gracie.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Especially with the
Shadow
13
Man.
different. I haven't experienced them yet, but, with Gracie with 13 different personalities, that would be very difficult to see that coming to some person's house.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
prefer not with my children.
unfortunately, since we have a 4-year-old and a almost 1-year-old, it's been difficult for us to get out together and investigate. But I mean, before Kinley was born, we kind of did a little bit, but it was more just going to places with a recorder and trying to get EVPs and things like that. But yeah,
I think our first true investigation together, I was pregnant with Kinley, and we walked around Malvern.
Yeah.
And I got scared because Josh or Josh's friends, I don't know, they left an inflatable alien in the closet, and it scared the crap out of me.
Oh, dear God. I could just see that too.
Yeah.
So we know that Travis does a lot of cemetery walk.
Mhm.
And I mean, we haven't seen one lately, but I know he does a lot of that.
Sure.
So when you go, do you go to cemetery walks with him, and do you get different feels as to when he's in a certain cemetery with him, or is it just like kind of doesn't bother as much?
We haven't really been on cemetery walks together, but
Okay.
like we have, I guess we used to do geocaching, and there was a few times we went through a cemetery. But for me, I find cemeteries to be very calm. I don't see them as these like crazy portals to hell and all the demons and they're just a calm place. It's a place of rest, and that's what a lot of the spirits are doing, is resting. So
Right.
that's how I view
Okay.
it. That's how it feels for me. And some people may see it as more active, but I guess it could be based on the cemetery, because the only ones we've really been to together are really old farm cemeteries from the early 1900s.
Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean, now if you guys come to Wisconsin one time, there is a town called Whitewater. It's like the second coming of Salem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
there is a witch cemetery.
Well, that's
Believe it or
cool.
not.
That's cool.
So just kind of throw it out there, because we're planning on going out there at some point, just kind of check it out and see how it goes, because there's actually a witch school that's there too.
That's cool.
So
Yeah, that'd be fun. I like different things like that in cemeteries. Like I have some dirt from the Longmont Cemetery in Colorado, where there's a vampire buried. And it's basically just a guy with a headstone in Transylvania, and then he had a rose bush growing around the headstone, and there was an oak tree growing out where his heart would be. So everybody called it the vampire cemetery or vampire grave, and I have some dirt from that and stuff. But yeah,
interesting. Very
The
interesting.
dirt that Travis got for me from the one cemetery down the road.
St. Boniface. Yeah.
I have that. I use that in some spells.
Right. Let's get into spell work and stuff like that. So, what kind of book do you use for spell work, or is it something that you find more stuff on the internet and you just kind of make your own kind of list of how stuff you like? Okay, this looks interesting. Let's try this. Or, like I said, you got a book that you actually go through and stuff.
I have a lot of books, but I also use the internet. There's Facebook groups that I'm a part of, but I have, oh my gosh, you can't see them because it's so dark. But all my books are over there, and then I have some books back there that I use. Depending on what I need it for. I may go online like from the book, because it's like, oh, you need the Tears of a 16th century child. Well, I don't have the tears of a 16th century child. What would work in place of that? Like some of the obscure ingredients. Like I don't have access to some of this stuff, and I'm not going to go get the blood of a bat. That's kind of cruel. So I'm just going to look up other ingredients or other methods that I can do a specific spell or whatever it was needed for.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, it's like, well, with Cynthia, Gerodius, you know her, I would think. You know Cynthia Gerodius, right? Raven Rose?
Yeah. Maybe.
So,
I'm bad with names.
So she's a pagan witch, and she actually, at the time when I met her, I was always afraid of witches.
Oh.
And she actually turned it around for me, because when I was younger, I had a interesting old hag event happen to me. And that was because I was watching the very first Blair Witch, which was weird and scared the crap out of me, so to speak. I think I was watching it so close, like you engulf everything you see, because it's like, oh my God, this thing is real. This is real. Yeah. And I've seen pictures of what they say the Blair Witch is supposed to look like and blah, blah, and that scared the holy shit out of me.
Oh, geez.
And it's like, like I said, I had the whole old hag syndrome happen to me, where I stressed my brain out so bad that my room was upside down, covered in blood and blah, blah, blah. And then I felt her coming over the top of me and just hovering over top of me. It's like, what is this? And ever since that moment, I've never had it ever again. It was just the one time that my brain was so stressed out.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was enough to scare me from witches. And I don't know. The craft wasn't that bad, because the craft kind of was interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'd say when the Blair Witch came out, they advertised it as real. So I remember, for like a good 6 months at least, nobody knew if it was real or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, have you played the Blair Witch?
I haven't. I've watched people play, but I haven't played it yet. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to have you two both play it once and see what happens.
All right.
Probably die. I make stupid choices because it's like, oh, what's that? That's cool. I'm going to kill it. And then I end up dying.
Oh, man, that's funny. So let's get into like tarot cards and stuff like that. What got you into tarot card reading and tarots? Does it go hand in hand with the pagan witch stuff, or is that just something like it's a separate thing that you kind of got into?
So the tarot came, I guess you would say, first as the first, like, oh, maybe I'm interested in the witchcraft stuff. Back in my early 20s, maybe earlier than 20s. I don't know. It was a while ago. I actually bought this deck, my zombie tarot deck, and I
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Well, I practiced and practiced and practiced, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the cards, the way they felt, the way they spoke, everything. And I went without my tarot cards for, I want to say, about 10 years. Like, I completely stopped doing everything. I was in this mindset of, once you die, there's no special energies, there's nothing out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt empty. It felt wrong. And I found my way back into the paranormal stuff. And when I was with, gosh, tongue-tied, sorry. When I first asked Travis, I'm like, do you care if I get my zombie tarot cards? And he's like, I don't care. Why are you asking me? So I got back into it, and it It's been secondary love, compared or next to Travis and my kids, but it was. You don't have to be a witch to do tarot, and you don't have to do tarot to be a witch.
Right.
So, if you like it, you can do it. It doesn't necessarily make you a witch.
Travis, has she read for you? Or you don't read for him?
No, she has lots of times, yeah. She actually called when I went to Tennessee last year with Rob from Ghost Gear.
Yep.
She actually gave me a reading a couple days before I got asked to go to that. And the reading basically said that I was going to have a choice to go on a trip and I should say yes. Well, at the time, it was like I was just, I think, getting over working like every single day. So I was like, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to go on a trip, and that's not going to happen anyways. And then literally like within 24 hours of that, Tori and Rob got a hold of me and were like, hey, we need somebody to go to Tennessee to investigate this house. And I was like, well, the tarot said, yeah, let's go. And so I went. But yeah, she's read for me a lot, and it's actually been pretty accurate and kind of crazy. Yeah.
That's cool. So let's introduce Wayne to the group. Welcome to the show, Wayne.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I had a needy
ahead.
puppy I had to take care of.
Yeah, that's okay.
You're not sure.
I knew what you were doing. That's why I was keeping the window open. That way I didn't go full screen, so that way I make sure when you came in, I got you in there. You got any questions, Wayne? Or are you listening in the background at all? Or
I just heard about the. No, I had to take the dog out, and then I got Culver's came, and it was a whole thing. I heard the I heard about the I heard about the tarot card thing. Though I really like that. I do like it's not like tarot cards, I guess, but I got like this kit in the mail, and so it's like a mindfulness kind of thing. But it's pretty cool. You do it in the morning or whatever. You can ask whatever question you want to ask into the cards, and then so it's kind of like tarot, I guess. But I've always been interested in learning that, so that's really cool.
That's awesome.
There you go. Now I got someone to take lessons from.
Yeah.
It's a lot like a mindfulness, like Oracle deck, where it helps you kind of prepare for your day in a mindful way.
Yeah, that one. Yep.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
So there's also Oracle decks, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you get into the Oracle deck at all too much, or not really?
Yes.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
I got
She's
all
got
the
some really beautiful ones. Yeah.
Got the decks.
So what's the difference between the Oracle and the tarot and like the readings and the outcomes on that?
Typically, your Oracle deck is going to be your kinder message. So if you need to hear a message and you want it to be a soft message, you go for the Oracle. If you want it true and face value, like this is your message and you're going to like it whether you like it or not, then you go for tarot. Typically, they go hand in hand. Like if you pull from your tarot deck, typically your Oracle is going to give you relatively the same answer or something along the same lines, but a lot more gentle and a lot more kind. And the Oracle decks, typically, depending on which ones you have, may give you journaling guidelines or guides to help you kind of work through what you might be asking it about. Like, oh, my significant other left me. Why did they leave me? Well, your Oracle may be like, well, let's look inside of yourself and see, was it something that was because of you or was it because of them? What can you do to better yourself? What can you do to better the situation? And it's a lot more kind.
Mm-hmm.
And tarot is not very kind sometimes.
Well, I think when it comes to that stuff, I think I would take tarot over Oracle because I want it like right there in your face, no matter
Give it
what.
to me
Because
straight.
it's like, yeah, give it to me straight. And that's how I look at life. Give it to me straight. Don't BS around anything. Just whatever comes my way, I got to deal with it, right? We all got to deal with what comes our way. So
the Oracle is
now
pretty cool, though. I like the kind message. That always helps sometimes.
Oh yes, yeah.
Now, have you ever gotten? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It's definitely nicer when you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way to start
That's
your day.
sure.
Yeah.
Have you done a tarot reading or oracle reading that you kind of regret doing?
No. Typically, when you do your reading, it's something either you need to hear, you want to hear, or is just like confirming what you already know. So
Okay.
I don't ever regret my readings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people may regret their questions, but I don't ever regret pulling cards because that's my, I guess, spirit guides or the universe, energies, whatever, helping me give you the answer to the question that you've asked.
Very true. Got any questions, Wayne?
So do you do? I kind of chimed in late. So do you? I might have missed. Do you do like a lot of them for people? Like, do you have your own like? Is this more of a business type thing, or is it kind of a? I just kind of do them if people need them, or how does that work usually? For
It's
both?
kind of both. Yeah, I do.
Cool.
A friend of, like, a really close friend of mine, and we haven't done for a while, but we would do every Wednesday where we would do a tarot practice, where we would just pull cards for everybody. She would pull cards, I would pull cards, and see if we got close to the same answers or even the same cards, because sometimes when you're drawing your cards, you can get the same exact cards that your partner or whoever you're practicing with gets, and it just makes it a little like, ooh, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
But I do have it set up on the website to do like actual tarot readings if you want to, like, an individual, more in-depth reading. But I have no problem just pulling cards for fun.
Oh, cool. So do you have like a sorry. I know some people have like a TikTok and stuff like that. Do you do that kind of stuff, or do you kind of stay away from that kind of stuff? Like some people do it on TikTok readings and stuff.
Before we moved, I was trying to get enough followers to do live readings, but I would just do like the cards of the day and create videos for the card of the day. So if it resonated with you, then you would take that message. Otherwise, you would just leave it for whoever needed it.
Okay.
And then we started getting into the, oh snap, we're going to move, or we're thinking about moving. And a lot of my tarot readings just stopped because it's like, I got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, now I don't know if this is true for the whole platform, but I know I have like 197 followers, something real small or whatever, and I can go live now on TikTok. So I don't know if they did they make it so everybody can? So yeah, I had no idea until I'm like, oh, I can go live.
Right when I get to 900.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's cool.
Yeah. Because I was like, oh no, that's got to be a glitch.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I'll give it another week or so.
Right. Tomorrow it'll be banned again.
Yeah, exactly. Now, have you read for spirits? I think you mentioned that before. You read for spirits at Malvern. Do you read it for other locations too?
If I feel it, like I feel that I'm not connecting with the location, like my house, I'm pretty in tune with it so far. So I really haven't pulled for the house, but like with Malvern, there's something about it. I just cannot connect to it. I can't, like, I've gotten nothing from it. So I sat in the Shadow Man hallway and I pulled cards, and that's when I got the nurse, and I was like, oh, okay. Hello, nurse. Let's talk. And then, of course, my daughter came up, and she was like, hey, Mommy. So I had to kind of pull the cards back.
I can imagine that. I love to do. Oh, Malvern. Yeah, you'd love to go to Malvern. You would love it. I'm going in October with this guy right here.
Nice.
So,
First time going.
Oh, it's a wonderful place.
Yeah, I'm biased because I'm there every week, but you'll love it. Yeah.
That's a place you can't get sick of, if you ask me.
Yeah. I mean, I've been there every week for like 2 years, and it's every day there's something new. So, yeah.
I've been seeing some videos on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks like such a cool location.
Yeah.
I've been teaching these guys to start watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I watched some of Josh Hurd. He's got some videos up. I was watching some of his, and they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Lots
New
of good evidence.
Travis.
Yeah. When you get to hang out with Josh and meet Josh, so yeah, that's worth it in its own right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Travis is on Saturdays when he's at Melbourne. He goes live at, I believe, 1:00 usually.
Usually, I need to get better at it, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing I'm gonna start streaming more often. More shorter streams like during the weekdays, and one thing I'm gonna try and do is just go to Malvern more too, and like just when there's not a team there, and just kind of poke around and see what happens. So yeah, hoping to film more. Yeah,
that's good. I wish Melbourne was closer. We're like 7 hours away, and I'm like, of course, all the cool locations are in Iowa, or
yeah.
We gotta drive like 5 hours to get there.
I found my Queen of Wands. That's the card that came up when I was in Shadow Man hallway.
Oh, that's freaky. That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh.
Real quick, Taryn wants to know what you do. You want to explain to Taryn what you do real quick?
I do everything paranormal and horror and survival games, but yeah, I build equipment. So I build REM pods, radios, a whole bunch of different experimental things. I help design the Chattergeist from Dimension Devices, and then I also people always give me or give the whole thing a whole negative thing, but I'm a YouTuber, I'm a streamer and a creator, but I try and keep it not sensationalized. I try and keep it grounded and legit, and I don't fake anything. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, I just like having fun and sharing everything I do, and it involves video games and ghosts and paranormal investigations and building equipment. Yeah,
exactly. Want to let them know what your channel is called? That way she can subscribe.
You can look up Net Echo on YouTube, or you can look up Wisotzkey Paranormal, WISOTZKEY, and then Paranormal. That's all over Facebook. We also have a website that's wisotzkeyparanormal.com. And yeah, if you type in anything close to that, I should pop up.
All right, so you just covered that. Yvette, welcome. Yvette was early tonight.
I didn't know that you did the help with the Chattergeist. That's really cool.
Yeah, actually, Barry, the guy that designs and programs it, he's one of my original viewers or fans. He started watching me years ago playing Project Zomboid, and then he was a super skeptic, and I went to Malvern and I did a live stream at Malvern, and he was like, oh, I gotta watch it because I'm a super skeptic. And that's what snowballed into the Chattergeist and him doing everything. But we talked about it for like a year or two, just coming up with ideas and R&D and designing the thing. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really cool device.
Functions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just added what, two more functions to it?
Yeah, he's got a couple more coming out that are pretty cool too. That I'm on NDA, I can't talk about, but yeah, he's got some really cool stuff coming. Yeah.
Nice. The Chattergeist is definitely on my list.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
So a kind of different experiment. Have you tried going live at Malvern while she does tarot on live?
We haven't, but that's a good idea.
No,
Have we?
no, we have not. We should do that now. Well, I've kind of like at the old house when you were at Malvern. I was just throwing cards out.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say
people do
you watch a lot of the streams like while I'm live, and then like I get a lot of feedback from like her and other people in the chat that will help out too. So yeah.
Tara wants to know if you document your findings, Bre.
No, I'm really lazy. I'm incredibly lazy. I should though. We were talking about doing that for our house so we could document like when everything starts to happen, who or what we hear on like the spirit radio, any weird pressure changes, cat balls, stuff like that. We're talking about that, and I think we should.
Do you record the Souls and Sammys, or is that?
Yeah, I do. Well, Ashley does, and I believe she puts those on the Facebook page.
Okay, yeah. If you look up Ashley, she's the one that did the clearing with me at Malvern. Yeah, she's the one that she's talking about with doing all this stuff. But I think she records it and posts it and stuff. But yeah.
It was our Souls and Sandwiches where we would do a lunchtime hour, but we've kind of postponed that or paused it for a bit just because life has its ways, and we have to put some things before our pleasures. So
right.
Paused it temporarily.
So she wants me to read their whole question here, which I'm terrible at reading stuff. She knows that. Bre, I love your experiment with the tarot cards. Like seeing if you get the same card as your friend, and then that's interesting. Do you document the findings? There you go. I read her whole question.
Not really.
See, I'm terrible.
We do. So when we do the tarot practices, they are recorded and posted on the group that we run on Facebook. But we don't really document them. We just keep a note, like in the back of our mind, like, "Oh, that was really weird. So and so asked this question, and we both got the same cards, or we got the same answer using different cards." And we just keep that in the back of our head. And then, the next week we would draw and see if that person either had the same question, different question, and see kind of like, are we getting same cards, same answers? Are we getting different answers? Why are we getting different answers? But we don't really document it. We don't really write it down. It's more of something just for fun to hang out and practice our tarot pulls.
Yeah, I mean, it's all that stuff is very interesting when it comes to tarot and oracles, like we were talking about before. But now that I was just brought something up real quick with you two doing one together with him live at Melbourne, you live at home. I'd be kind of curious as to what the outcome would be.
Yeah. That would be really fun.
Yeah, now we can do that.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a How's Our Herd segment. I don't know if you're familiar with the How's Our Herd thing, right, Travis?
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
So he did.
Oh wait, yeah. It just popped. Yeah. Where one of them was in Villisca and one was in Malvern, and they were. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah, you'll have to Brush with Evil 3. I believe that was when.
That's one thing I talked with because Austin Maynard has the Broadhead mortuary in Ohio. He has a spirit there that says he's the one, and he kind of acts a lot like the one at Malvern would act. And we were trying to see if that was connected and maybe setting up something to see if those two were kind of the same. I don't know, something, but never like got to it, I guess. But yeah, that'd be fun to just test all different locations.
Wow.
Absolutely. So Mahmoud does gaming as well. You want to talk about your gaming network, and
it's
for
been a while.
finding their gaming.
Yeah. She plays a very fun game.
Enter 30 Shades of Red here.
Oh no, yeah.
So, I like to play survival games that are not your typical survival games. I will play 7 Days. I've played Don't Starve Together, Mortuary Assistant. I've played The Back Rooms, the Mist Survival. Those are, I guess, normal ones. And the one that is really abnormal is called Urge. And that is the one that I fell in love with because it's so freaking weird. The premise of the game is you wake up, you don't know what's going on, but you learn that your urine turns into chemicals that causes the end of the world apocalypse if you're not careful. And it's used as a drug. And so you have to fight off people who have turned into users of your pee crystals. I don't know how else to describe it in a more, I guess, PC terms. It's an awful game, but it's a wonderful game at the same time. It is hilariously horrible, and I love it.
Oh, that's funny. How red is she right now?
Hard to describe it, end of the world, apocalypse caused by you peeing everywhere, so.
Denise says it's interesting to watch.
Oh, it's hilarious. The Chainsaw Man.
What is the name of your YouTube channel to get out there so people know?
I don't remember. Hold on, I gotta look that up. Hold on. YouTube. Oh, let me go.
I'm ready for you to bring that up.
Nope. Oh, gosh, I gotta sign in.
Yeah, it's just Mom Mod.
Is it just Mom Mod? Mom.
Yep.
Is there any periods or underscores, or is it Mom Space Mod?
No, it's Mom Space Mod. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you go to my channel, I have her under my favorite channels, but yeah.
There you go.
You better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know.
You'll be hearing about it later.
Yeah.
Remember that special moment, that guy that I met that I was just talking about? And...
I got cucumbers in the fridge. Better be careful.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you better not bend over.
I was talking more about spell work,
I'm just gonna stay right here in the shop.
Oh, we might go down a rabbit hole on that one. Wayne, do you have any questions?
Well, I guess you might have already asked it, but
well, go ahead.
I usually ask this every show. Favorite place to investigate?
I guess mine would be Malvern because I really haven't gone anywhere else. Or my own house. I really do enjoy investigating my own house. I know you're not supposed to, but I love it because I love to speak to the spirits of the house. I love to waken the house up in a sense because you can tell when a house is dead or silent or nothing's there, and it feels so empty. And waking it up feels awesome, and I love it. So either my house or Malvern.
Nice.
Travis, you gotta get her out more.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's part of it's just the kids. Once they're a little older, we can drag them with us.
Snorted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough question, though. I mean, I have to say Malvern because I'm there all the time, and Josh is a good buddy now.
Yeah.
But also like
squirrel cage. Squirrel cage.
Squirrel cage is awesome. Two places I definitely want to get back to that are like my favorites, and it's mainly just because I was one of the first people to go into them, is the Belle Plaine House and the Bruner House in Tennessee. But that's more because I was one of the first to go in, and we had like the Bruner House. That's one of my most, I don't know, craziest experiences happened at the Bruner House. So yeah.
Basement, wasn't it?
Yeah, the full mimic, because Rob had went to get coffee and I was in the basement alone, and I heard Rob say, "You still down there?" Like clear as day. And I walked to the stairs and I was like, "Yep, I'm still here." And that was right after the door swung open, and I was already on edge, and I went upstairs and Rob wasn't even back yet, and I was like, okay. Yeah, it really messed me up for and then we had to sleep one more night in the place, and I was just like, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
I'll say that's one of the first times I've seen him shake when I call him.
Yeah, and that whole, because we stayed 4 days, and like the first night I was getting, like, it sounded like a lady was like talking to me while I was trying to go to sleep, and then it was just endless stuff happening in that house, and it was it was pretty crazy.
Mimics are crazy too. I mean,
yeah,
we've had a couple run-ins with mimics, and it was weird. It's such a weird,
Edinburgh was a
especially
good one.
when it comes through a spirit box, when you hear your own voice talking at you or somebody else's voice talking at you. Ugh.
Oh yeah. And this was clear as day.
Really good for that.
This was when I was packing up and not filming, so it was like I didn't have anything on, and it freaked me out. Yeah.
Jeez.
I remember that the first time on a live, I was at home here watching Raven Rose. They're at Sally's house, and they left the. This is when Roland was still around, and they left the live go in the kids' room. So I'm sitting there watching it, and with my headphones, I had the ANC headphones, so it kind of feels like you're exactly like right there. And all of a sudden I hear this voice, and it sounded like Cynthia's voice down in the kitchen. So I'm like, what the heck? And my friend Kim was in chat; she heard it too. And I text her on text Cynthia, "Hey, are you guys still there? Or are you guys gone?" "Oh, we've been gone for 15 minutes already." I'm like, "Well, I just heard your voice come right through the live there, like you were still down in the kitchen." And yeah, they got proof for that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I never thought I would catch that on a live, but that was like the first time. Like I think, like my ears were just open, like that was meant for me to hear. You know. So,
I'd say there's
a
lot of stuff that people catch on my streams that I don't even hear or see, and then afterwards they'll be like, "Did you notice this?" And I'm like, "Oh crap."
Yeah, I've done screenshots of your streams while you're streaming, and I send them to you, and you're like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, because I'm oblivious usually. Just like, what?
Have you, and Malvern, have you guys ever encountered the Shadow Man when you were there?
I've had, speaking of streams, there's been 2 occasions where I think it was the Shadow Man, but like a really tall figure has been caught on my stream, like behind me. And like that whole hallway lately has been really weird, I guess is the best way to put it. Like over the past year, I've had like the toilet seat slam on me. In the last month, every time we've gone there, or like two separate Saturdays in a row, the closet door by the nurse's station opened like by itself when it was just me and Josh and my son the first time, and then it was when it was just me the second time. But that whole hallway has just been, I don't know, there's shadows, and then there's these, like, I don't want to call them orbs because I don't really put much credit into orbs unless a lot of things happen with it, but they're not they're not orbs because they kind of look like a piece of yarn, and they like float down that hallway. And like I don't know exactly what to make of them. The first one we noticed, actually Tori noticed it from Sleeper Mortuary, noticed it float past Richard Estep's like head during one of his events, and I posted it on my TikTok. But we've been getting a lot more of those things, and I don't know if those are associated with the Shadow Man or something else, because they usually happen in that hallway. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Now that Shadow Man likes to come out at you and rush you.
Sleeping in there will be fun.
Oh yeah. That's where you're sleeping.
I'm gonna bring a cot and put the blanket over my head.
Don't be afraid someone will sit on your head.
Yeah. Not you, Darren.
Open up the curtain, let one rip, and then one run away. Oh yeah. Well, we're beyond 9 o'clock here, but yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad everybody was able to get on tonight, and Bre, you were able to get on. And the little one did pretty good tonight. I thought for a while that she was gonna wake up, but she did pretty good. But definitely tune into New Techo's YouTube page and Mom Space Mod. Sorry. Tune into her YouTube page. What's that?
Mom Space Mod.
That's it. Thank you. I'm having a hard time speaking right now. But definitely check them out, and definitely tune in to Travis's live. You never know, they might do a live together with the tarot reading that I brought up, and I think that'd be a lot of fun to see, and I think everybody enjoy it. Everybody enjoys witchy stuff once in a while, and for those of you who are just learning about it, tonight was a good episode to learn about witchy stuff. So and if you want to know, oh yeah, if you want to know more, can they message you, Bre?
Yeah. I've had many people message me. I love it.
Okay. Do you do any teachings over internet?
In the group that my friend and I kind of run, it's an open question. If you have a question, you can ask, and anybody who's experienced or not experienced can answer. So I'll answer. My friend Ashley will answer. Any of the other people might answer as well, depending on what their specialty is.
Okay. Also check out Wisotzkey Paranormal as well for Travis's gear, new gear that he comes out once in a while, and feel free to text him on Messenger if you're interested. Hey, I got an idea for a REM pod or whatnot. He'll look into it and see if it will work. So don't be afraid to do that. He's very easy to talk to, and listens to you and understands what your point of view and what you're trying to get at. And he might have a different solution. So definitely check that out. And Chattergeist as well, dimensionaldevices.com. Check him out as well. Him and Travis are both together for that. And then if you go to Wisotzkey Paranormal, you get a 10% discount. So if I said everything correct, let me know.
Yep. Oh, sounds good. Yeah.
And then you can follow Wayne. Go ahead, Wayne.
Was he the one that made one of your REM pods?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Travis
made a couple. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He said, "Oh, somebody made mine," and I didn't know if it was you or not. But
yeah.
Okay.
Yep, he makes
cool.
He's the one that makes the cigarette REM pods, and then he made my cigar REM pod.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So,
awesome. Yeah, they turned out really good. I really like them.
Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. The cigarette one, I think that more went off at Baraboo. I think that's the only place it went off.
Cigarette one. I was surprised that the cigarette one. I was surprised that one went off more than the cigar one at Old Baraboo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I think cigarettes are more in play than cigars, but
yeah.
Well, that's one thing.
Just
Because
think
I
of the old
made,
mobsters.
I make them for Josh as well, like his Ecto 1 and stuff. And we were just talking about that. Like the Ecto 1 has never gone off, even though he'll have it with the other ones type of deal. And yeah, it's kind of interesting seeing what they'll use and not use, like depending on the location. Yeah.
And that's just it. Everything is gear dependent on location, and that just goes to prove that spirits are, they're picky what they play with.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So also follow Wayne at Small Town Paranormal, Small Town Paranormal 9 on YouTube, I believe. Correct, Wayne?
YouTube, yep. Small Town Paranormal on TikTok. Small Town Paranormal 9 on YouTube. And yeah, well, we're starting. If they type in Small Town Paranormal in the chat, we're starting to come up a little bit more. So, yeah, they could do that too.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for joining us for tonight's episode of the Paranormal Question of the Day. You can find us on Paranormal Brew on the YouTube or on Facebook, and then you can find us on BB3 TV Networks on YouTube and MGS Paranormal 4258 on YouTube as well. So for Travis, Bre, and Wayne, I'm Darren. I bid you adieu. So long, everybody.
See ya. Nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you.